No. It's your girl, Tanya. Once again, it's your boy, Sugar Ray.
And it's your girl, Tanya.
And welcome to the I Don't Know Much. No, you gotta.
Wait a minute, Ray.
We gotta introduce it because we got this
start this. Welcome to the I Don't Know Much podcast. I am your host, Tanya. You are who?
I got you. You ready now?
Oh, I'm not.
Let me know when you're ready.
Okay. We've been ready. This is rolling, baby.
It's your boy, Sugar Ray.
It's your girl, Tanya.
And welcome to the I Don't Know Much podcast. This time, it is a live audience podcast. We got a couple of intelligent people in the audience, and we got a very special guest today.
Yes.
I want to introduce my man, Mr. Daiwi. Daiwi, you want to say something about yourself? My God, I've been drinking.
No. So good. So I can introduce myself. My name is Daiwi, and I'm owner of Go Community Care. So I don't know if we're talking behavioral health or we just talking life and love and relationships.
All of this is behavioral health. Listen, it's all
if we talking life, love, and
okay?
relationships, we definitely talk about behavioral health. You got a couple people who will enter your program right after this, okay? This has been written, directed, produced, but not paid for by you, okay? But anyway, man, first and foremost, how you doing today, man? It's great to have you here.
Yes, sir.
It's good to have you. It's my brother right here. He's a good guy.
Yes.
Of course, Tanya's in the building. How's your day today, Tanya?
Pretty good. It's going great.
You going great? All right. Everybody's feeling good right now?
Yeah, I'm
You're feeling good? You feeling good? We got a couple of really, really, really cute women in the audience. Precious, get your eyes off of me. I am taken. Okay? But anyhow, we were just having, honestly, we was having a conversation just now. And I was like, hold up. Yo, don't talk about this right now. Let's get the cameras rolling or what have you. There was a question that was asked in the audience. I talked about how, well, first and foremost, we started off with, become a wife, attract a husband, right? And then we went off into a tangent, as we usually do in our conversations. And I was talking about how I was watching an interview with Steve Harvey and Taraji P. Henson with her cute self. And she was talking about, unless you can put a ring on his finger, you don't get claimed, you're not going to get to walk on the red carpet with me. And so I was explaining that, like, women really don't understand men because we don't really give a shit about a red carpet. And then we begin to talk and answer a question. A young lady in the audience said, a young cute lady in the audience said, well, he doesn't want to be there. And then he started to explain by saying,
she said, is he doing it for
her?
Does
he want to be there? Well, let's ask the young lady what this is. What?
You need to give us the question and we can relay it.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, the comment.
So the question was he there because he wanted to be there, or was he there because she wanted to be there?
Right.
That's exactly what I thought the question was. And that's what I responded to earlier, right? And I don't know if we were on the same page once I responded because I think you asked another question after that. But I understand that question because it's happened in my real life multiple times. And I answered that based on my real life, right? And what I was saying.
So does he want to?
Yeah. So
for her, does he?
So this is what I'm saying, right? So the question is he there because he wants to be there, right? Because a woman will say, well, you don't want to be here, right? But the value is in how he's saying, I actually care about you and I care about the things that's important to you. So I want to be supportive. And you be like, yeah, but you don't want to be here. No, he don't want to be there, right? But you No, he doesn't. I mean, yes, he stays, but because what happens is, so I don't want to go off track, right? I don't want to go off track, right? But I was here a while ago and we did another podcast and Ray was talking about happiness, right? Y'all remember this conversation, right? And fulfillment, whatever. And what I believe what he was saying was that men are loyal, right? Men are loyal. We're not loyal to our emotions. We're not loyal to our feelings, right? We're loyal to the people that we care about, right? So being at that red carpet is to support you and being on brand or being in the moment or showing support is paramount, right? But if you think you're going to talk to a man and say, hey, well, listen, I'm an actress or I have a degree or I just got my PhD or I'm an actress and you can be on this red carpet. We don't give a fuck about that.
At all.
At all. I mean, at all. Otherwise, women would be like, well, why don't I have this man or this high caliber man or this apex individual and he's dating a waitress?
Yeah.
I got all the degrees. Look at my house. Look at my cars. We don't give a fuck about that. At all. Not even at all.
So what we care about?
We care about kindness. We care about nurturing. We care about supportive. We care about if you're agreeable. Not agreeable like you don't have a mind and you're not a leader. And we're saying, so women oftentimes unnecessarily challenge, right? Mm-hmm. Women unnecessarily. So when I say the word agreeable, I'm not saying that you agree with everything that I say. We're saying that I'm talking about in the vein of
just having somebody aligned with you.
Being aligned with you and thinking of how you can be a helpmate and how you can help me solve a solution before you come at me with why can't we do something or trying to challenge my idea on something. If you see a loophole in my idea, you should be coming with a solution and saying, hey, let's do this, instead of saying, oh, well, you missed that or you missed this and this won't be successful because of that. You're not helping me. You're not helping me at all. You think you are, and I've talked to a million women who think they are. No.
So what happens really quick?
Yes.
What happens from your perspective when you perceive a woman thinking she's helping you versus actually helping you?
What happens?
Yeah, because it's hard to say what another person's thinking, right? But you just said, like, you might think you're helping me, but you're not actually helping. You didn't say these words, but confrontational.
Confrontational and contrary.
So let me rephrase the question. What does helping you look like?
Yeah, so I think somebody said in the crowd, I'm actually going to communicate what help look like, right? I'm actually going to communicate what help looks like. I'm going to say, hey, listen, I'm a great leader. I'm an amazing leader, right? And my life is the evidence of that, right?
Yes.
So if I'm ever in a position where I need some support in the area, I don't need you to tell me what I'm doing wrong. I need you to now show me that you can contribute and support by bringing some new and fresh ideas. And I'm never the person who is so hung up on ego that I can't. I'm a great leader because I know how to be led, right? I'm a great leader because I'm open to new information, right? So if you come with new information that I have not researched, now you're helping me. Oh, I didn't think about that.
Right.
Okay, cool. We can try to implement that idea. Okay, cool. Now let's follow your lead in that area because you've done the research, you have the resources. Let's see if it works.
All right, and they say every great leader is a great what?
Student.
Follower or student.
Yes.
Right. Now, you're talking about midway or partway or somewhere into the relationship at that particular point, right? Now, you were talking to me earlier about become a wife, attract a husband.
Right.
Right? So we haven't even gotten, let's say we haven't gotten to that part, because now you're in a relationship with somebody at that particular point.
Yeah.
But how do you get to the space, right, where you are becoming a wife? And let's take this outside of a man even being present at this particular moment. Now, we did a podcast on this already, but I want to get into that just a little bit. And so he can help expound upon it and things of that nature. How do we get to the point where we are becoming a wife and let's say we isolated and we're just dealing with ourselves? All right, so tell me some things about self-awareness.
Self-awareness is one, figure out if you are a wife. And the reason why I say that is because women like to say things like, girl, don't be giving him wife treatment and you don't have no ring on your finger. And it's like, what is wife treatment? Either you're a wife or you're not. It's pretty simple.
So how do you become a wife?
Well, become a wife, again, self-awareness. You know if you're a wife or not. You know the things that you do. You know if you're a nurturer. You know if you could be a helpmate. You actually know these things. You know if you're, on the other hand, attached to your emotions. You can't be controlled. No, you know, nobody can talk to you. Nobody can suggest anything. You can't take criticism. You know who you are. That's why women say things like, don't give him wife treatment, because you can't pick and choose when it's who you are.
I want to ask a question to somebody, and maybe somebody can help me in the audience, right? What do you guys consider that wife treatment is? What is wife treatment? You can't help with
Right, because if he's in your life, how are you saying he'll get this one or get this treatment? And that? You chose him
Exactly. Let me say this,
to be in your
though.
life.
Because when we say become a wife, attract a husband, there's a beginning to that. We talked about this on another episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to get you the point of where I was going in that episode. And so we were talking about the white sock test, and we was talking about basically how you might keep your home. We was talking about cooking and things of that nature. But all of these things were about you. All of these things were about how you decide that you want to present yourself, but first starting with you. So the reason why I started talking about, we were talking about the white sock test. Now, if anybody don't know that, it's like a guy comes to your home. Now, we're a little bit further in the relationship than when you first met him, right? But, you know, he takes his shoes off at the door. He could walk across your floors. He can look at the bottom of his socks, and they're not black, right? But that's all about you and how you take care of and how you treat your home. You know what I mean? So you have certain things, the way the home smells. I was saying that it should smell like apple pie. The way it should smell like food or apple pie.
He going too far. It could
should
be an apple
clean.
pie candle.
Hey,
Every woman
it could be an apple pie candle.
Yeah.
But my point is, it's the small things that you're doing to build confidence in yourself.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? You're dealing with insecurity, if you have any, and we all do, but you're suppressing, you're releasing your insecurities and things of that nature. When you have decided with yourself, I'm going to make my bed up every day. You know what I'm saying? My floor's going to be clean every day. My house is going to be clean every day. I might cook something or what have you. And that's not something you necessarily do. And you start to do it, you say, oh, yo, I'm doing this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what happens is when you're doing it, the more confident you become, the more you start to attract, you may be attracting a husband. I ain't saying the guys, because you become light. And the more you become light, the more you attract. Light attract everything from shade to dog shit and more light. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why it's definitely about you.
It's about you.
That's why I say self-awareness, because you got to learn yourself.
Hold on, I'm sorry. She said something.
How do you work this? Well, I don't clean my own home, but it's always clean.
Your socks will be white, and I promise you it smells like apple pie. But I don't want a husband.
Okay. I'm sorry, say the last part.
There you go. I'm done.
No, what was the last part? I didn't.
But I don't want a husband.
Okay.
Been married before.
No.
Right.
Okay, she said she's been married before. I need it.
I mean, I want to. Give me just a second. I want a companion, yes, one day. But I don't know if I want a husband again. I'm just not there.
Okay.
And that's okay.
Is it okay if I address that?
Sure.
All right. So what I like to say all the time, right? There are married men who don't have wives, and there are married women who don't have husbands. And I don't like for us to get the social construct confused with reality. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we end up signing the contract with the government, with your state government, and we decide, oh, I'm a wife now. But that was the whole point about becoming a wife.
Yeah.
Right? Becoming a wife means you're a wife before you get married. It says, he who findeth a wife findeth a good thing. Not he who gets married findeth a good thing. You know what I mean? And I don't want to get too religious. You know what I mean? But that was a good point inside of that situation. So I got you. Do you feel like you had a husband?
Yeah.
All right. So once again, proving my point.
People
what
are
you think
married, but didn't have a husband. So that's why he's saying attract a husband, one that has those qualities that you want.
And you'll know what you've attracted. You'll know what you should entertain, because you're the person who worked on the white sock test. You're the person who worked on the soft washcloths, because you know them thin washcloths is a turn off. You get in, oh my God. You go to that bathroom like, oh man, I can't come back here. The washcloths are thin. They're going dingy and shit. You know what I'm saying? How many people have used this washcloth? It's out of the way.
So listen, so we have men up here, right?
Okay.
And the thing is attracting a husband, right? Becoming a wife, attracting.
Yeah.
You guys give us some pointers. There's a lot of ladies in the audience. So give some pointers as a man. You said the white socks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we got that cleanliness. But what are some things, right, that you don't even have to wait till you're in a relationship to do, to start right now, that's gonna attract that man, that husband, for ladies?
You want to take that out?
I could go off of something. I'm gonna say this, because first and foremost, like I said, the light attracts everything. My personal situation with my wife, it was cool. It was like I met her. All right, we get
I told you to give tips. What are you talking
Nah,
about?
I'm about to get some tips.
Okay.
Real life tips.
Okay.
Damn, be patient.
I'm about to say, I thought you was ready to give a whole
I'm about to give you a real.
Look, my personal situation, like,
Because listen, it's nothing like personal. Nothing teaches.
okay, all right, go ahead.
Like personal experience,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
All right. So when I met my wife, we hung out a little bit or what have you. And the thing that made me start to consider her seriously is that she cooked.
Yeah.
She cooked.
And she could cook too.
And she let me tell you something. Let me help you out with something. She could cook, but not really.
Really?
No, I had to tell her, little babe, I'm a nigga, I need fried chicken. She wasn't even making fried
She
chicken
not
at that
cook,
time.
or was she just
wasn't.
because she
Let
was
me tell you.
different?
Let me finish.
Okay.
Let me cook. Let me cook.
You go ahead, because that's
So,
what Trinidad
here's-
season that
Yeah.
food.
Here's the thing.
Clock.
So she ultimately, I fell in love with hot dogs and pork and beans.
Okay.
Right? It was the fact that she was feeding me. And I always say that a man gets horny maybe once, maybe twice a week if he's a freak. You know what I'm saying? But he get hungry 3-4 times a day.
Period.
Now, you got to decide if you want a man think about you 3-4 times a day or once a week. That's on you. I'm going to tell you a quick story. You're probably not interested in this. You're probably not that interested.
No. But can I just inject real quick?
Go ahead. She always injecting. Go ahead.
Stop it.
All right.
It's not the fact that even though she couldn't cook, you saying she couldn't cook, but she was making it with love. Because I know Rhonda.
No
So
doubt.
that right there is enough.
No doubt. But let me tell you, I'm about to tell you a story. She probably don't want you to know this. But anyhow,
But here he
she had broke up,
Yeah.
right? There was a guy, no, because this is funny, but it's important. She had broke up, right, with a guy or what have you. And one day, we was laying in bed and he came through the window, pushed out the air conditioner. Yeah. Wow shit, right? So anyhow,
Very well.
I jump up, I come downstairs, 'cause I was drunk that night. I come downstairs and start talking to the brother. Like, man, what's going on with you, brother? Like, I thought this was resolved, right? We go outside, and I said, hey, you know, I'm like, yo,
Crazy.
get your shit together, bro, because this shit is a little crazy right now. And what he wanted to know was this. He didn't say, did you have sex with her? He didn't say, do you love her? He said,
Did she cook?
did she cook?
Wow.
And I was like,
She,
oh, like, I ain't want to tell. I was like,
Painful.
God damn.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying. He asked me, did she cook? And I was like, yeah, she cooked, yo. No, let me tell you something. That is that story is more powerful than you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we're talking about when you got a man's stomach in your hands, you got his life in your hands. You can control a man with a meal. And she always could cook, but like, you know, she's next level right now. But
Yeah.
that thing right there, it starts with you cooking for you. Getting to that habit. That's just what you do. It was just one of them things. I was like, you know, as far as that situation, like, nigga, you know, she cooked. That's what she do. You know, I'm just saying.
So ladies, don't withhold coochie. That don't work. You gotta withhold meals. Don't feed that nigga over. Yeah. So thank you for that. That's what I got.
No, don't withhold.
Y'all been withholding the wrong thing.
Don't withhold anything. If anything, the right pattern is, hold on to your coochie, but cook that meal.
Cook that
Because
meal.
I've had so many places you can eat at just to get to this woman's house.
Okay.
So many places. The bird always comes to the feed. All you gotta do is put a feed out in your backyard and watch.
Yeah.
Like, what's the song, Khalees? My milkshake bring all the boys to the yard. That's what's gonna happen. And you're the feed.
Yeah.
That's just what it is, man.
That's a funny story. I personally don't care about food. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I can
people
literally
don't.
eat the same thing every single day for months.
Understood.
Nothing about food. But I know where you're coming from.
Now see, different perspectives.
No, he's right though.
He's right.
Because with my lady, the fact that she's going to make sure I eat, that the way that feels. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying. It's just that I don't care about food.
Right.
The fact that she wants to make sure
That you're
that I ate, that I'm
Yeah.
fed. That's a communication.
That's the thing.
Bro, that's a form of love.
So what do y'all think, ladies, about that? What do y'all think about cooking? Are y'all cooking for your man?
Let me finish my thought.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
Yes.
Answer. Since it's not about cooking, what is it about for you?
Yes. So that's what I'm about to get into right now.
Right.
Cooking is valuable, right? Because it shows effort, it shows love, it shows empathy, it shows all those things.
Yeah.
Unequivocally, for me, and you guys know me, I was not interested in no type of commitment, no type of settle down. There's no way I was playing that game at all, right? But for me, it was her belief in my leadership. It was her belief in my
That's deep.
leadership. And you guys are my good friends, and you guys know how my life has been.
That's number 2, by the way.
Yeah, that's number 2.
Yeah, and to speak to you asking me, listen, she believed in my leadership based on my level of discipline, my real life, like how I live on a daily basis, right? With nothing though. It's the important part because most women want a ready-made man, right? And the person who I was dating at the time blew 2 situations because she had dudes who became millionaires. I'm the second one, right? But she didn't see the value in the dudes at the time because they were not, right? And people will tell you that you're not a millionaire or you're not the CEO of a certain company. Those people don't become millionaires and start thinking like millionaires.
Yeah, you already think.
Period.
When they come back from Africa and broke, you can't tell them they're not a multi-millionaire,
Yeah.
right? Now, the woman with no vision is gauging him because he doesn't have the resources right now, right? And as the saying goes, a woman is concerned with what you're driving. A girl is concerned with what you're driving. A woman is concerned with where you're going, right?
Absolutely.
Now, nobody's right or wrong because I don't fault anybody. Like, okay, you need these things right now. That's your reality. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But I'm just telling you what made me do something I never thought I would do, right?
Which was what?
Settle down with a woman.
Right.
That's just the reality.
Yeah.
I'm a good human being and I love being a good human being to quality women. But settling down is something I was never going to do.
I have a question.
Yes.
Sweet Darling. So now that you're settled down, do you see your woman as your wife? Not married, but as your wife. Like Ray was explaining.
Right, and that's the point we're making. That's what we're talking about.
Absolutely. But it's because of exactly what we're saying.
Yeah.
She is a wife, right?
She is.
She is everything that we're talking about, right? She's a nurturer, she's supportive, she's kind, she's sweet, she's agreeable. And all the positive characteristics you can think about. She's soft. And I'm Apex. I operate at the highest levels. I wake up every single day and kick the world's ass. I wake up 4 or 5 a.m. motivated. I kick the world's ass every single day.
Right.
I don't want a woman who, oh, dudes can't handle me or I'm a bad bee or whatever. No, I need to come home to a nurturing energy.
Yes.
When I lay down next to her, whoever said peace, that's exactly
That's
what I want, right? I get rejuvenated. I literally, as I was sitting here earlier today, I like being around beautiful women and y'all beautiful, and that's cool.
Yeah.
But I was literally like, man, I can't wait to lay next to her in 2 hours. Right? That's just
Energy.
where my brain was.
Energy.
So I touched on that when we were doing that episode, Become a Wife, Attract a Husband. She's restorative.
Yeah.
You gotta be restorative because when a man runs out here, especially a black man, and he go to battle, you know what I mean? Because society's telling us to do this and to do that, not to be this and not to be that, not to stand on principles and things of that nature. And you sitting there and you running this gauntlet and you going down the field. And he was talking earlier about an end zone girl. He didn't use those words, but the girl that's waiting for you to score instead of the ones that's running down the sideline with you. You know what I'm saying? And so every circumstance is different.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, every circumstance is different. And like he said, ain't nothing wrong if you want to wait in the end zone.
Yeah, nothing wrong.
You know what I'm saying? But the girl that's running down the sideline with you, he gonna remember her. He gonna know who she is. You know what I mean? So we go from that space though, because become a wife, attract a husband. I can go for days about the little small its and bits and things of that nature, but there's a spiritual element to this. Tanya talked earlier regarding self-awareness, right? And I want to bring you in on this because you said it 3 times. So you obviously want to talk about it, but in terms of self-awareness, how do you think women can take advantage of that particular area of their lives?
So I know he said self-awareness, but I really honestly, real quick, want to touch on self-love because a lot of times women are looking to be loved in situations, relationships. And sometimes that person that you think is you're so in love with, they're just bringing out great things in you, allowing you to love yourself more. So I say, start loving yourself right now. Like figuring out things that you like to do, blah, blah, blah. Just like we pampering yourself, loving yourself, because once you're complete, you're not looking for that in a person. And once you're not looking for love and them to be, a slave to what you want and what you need, then you can run the sidelines with them. Because the alignment is so much easier when you're not attached to the outcome or any of that. You just in flow with that person, aligned with them. Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm like, this just sounds smart right here.
But seriously though, because we never, as women, and I'm just talking to women because there's a lot of women here, we're not looking for people to complete us. And that's what a lot of people get confused. They're like, I'm looking for a girl, I'm happy now. And it's like, well, when he leaves, I hope you're going to still be happy. Damn, this is dangerous. Your happiness resides with you, in you, before anybody. Any man, mama, child, cat, dog, any of that. And once you feel secure with that, now you just out in the world just spreading it. Not caring about the end result of nothing. Just living life.
I need somebody in the audience, right, to define happiness. I'm accepting the word, but I'm not big on it.
You only could define it for yourself.
And I want them to define it for themselves.
Okay.
Who can define happiness for themselves for me? I want to call on you.
You can't call on me because I can't define that for you.
You can't define happiness for yourself, the things that would make you happy?
I'll be lying if I attempted to.
You would be lying?
I would be lying because I honestly don't know what happiness looks like outside of the moment. And that's something you taught me. You gotta live in that moment. So I don't think that defines happiness if in just a moment.
Why not? If you agree that it's temporary?
You live in moment by moment.
It can be temporary, but I also will believe that it can be long term as well, depending on the person and their what they believe in and their values. I would imagine that happiness can be long term for someone who knows what they want, knows what they value, and they feel like they have a grasp on it. But for someone like me, it doesn't seem realistic.
Well, let me say this for everybody. I like to always say that there's a difference between happiness and fulfillment. You know what I mean? Happiness is elusive. You know what I mean? Fulfillment comes as a matter of building brick by brick.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? Building yourself to a space, brick by brick. And I always give this example. I've taken out my ladies in my family, and we've gone out, and I watched them in the moment when they were celebrating, they was eating, they was drinking, they was having a really good time, and they were all happy. You know, and I was sitting back, and I was relaxed, and I was feeling fulfilled. But the very next day, that happiness for them was gone because that moment was gone. But I was still in fulfillment mode because I could do it again tonight. And so what we're talking about is mood versus a mode. Mode is something like Dawid said. You get up same time every day and you go and you kick the world's ass, and that's the mood that he's in. But if it was a mood that got him up at 4 o'clock, then a different mood would get him up at 8 o'clock. You know what I'm saying to you? So ultimately at the end of the day, it's definitely you and for you. You got to remember one thing. Things don't happen to you. They happen for you. You know what I'm saying? And so the way you look at the thing that you think happened to you is the biggest part of it. It's the most important part of it. Because
Well, I'm going to ask her a question. So do you feel like happiness is a choice? Oh, you want to get that?
okay, but should we?
Ready? Yeah. Okay. So do you feel like happiness is a choice?
I feel like that is an important question, because you can be in the harshest time and choose to be happy. But if we're being realistic, that's not the norm for the average person. You know what I mean?
Or for you, because we don't know all the average
I'll
people.
say for me then, you
Okay.
can know, you're blessed. You can know that you're better off than the next person. But
And still
is that
choose.
supposed to cure that sinking feeling that you might have? That's deep. You know what I mean? You have to tap. It takes a special person to tap into those thoughts, that mindset, that level of thinking. And who's to say one person is better than another? Because one person may be able to tap into those higher level of thinking process, and they can choose to be happy. That's amazing for them. But for those people who are suffering and they're trying and they're putting their best foot forward, but they're still suffering.
Well,
You know what I mean? That's how can you save one person over the other?
yeah. Well, the thing is this, it's more like, you know how we all choose, or no, I'm gonna say create. We actually all create our reality, right? So while the reason why I stay looking this way and only at myself, because you can't worry about the next person's pie, because sometimes their pie don't look like it's enough, or it looks like a lot going on with them, but we don't know. So when you stay focused on you, like you are that person, you actually are that special person. A lot of times, like I said, people are looking outside themselves for things, whether it be religion, whether it be another man, whether it be a girlfriend, when we actually possess everything. Now, some people don't understand that they possess everything. So I get that. But like you said, you can actually choose, right? So if you can choose, right, then it's probably a mindset.
I agree with you 100%, but I just feel for the people who and I'm trying to choose my words gracefully, but who fall short for that? What becomes of them? People who cannot see it is a choice.
Do you believe in law of attraction?
I do.
Then you can't choose for them or feel bad for them because they're choosing and creating their own reality.
Real ass shit right there. That's some real.
Because how you feel? You don't know their.
cannot choose
And if
them.
we really want to get deep, you don't know their past lives.
You
heard the
don't.
judge say you got 3 life sentences. When you think they're completing the other 2? You don't know what people have done. You don't know their karmic decisions, what's going on with them. So that's why I'm saying stay focused on you because, baby, you are just to be a clear example of clarity.
Yeah,
That's
God.
it.
A God they can see.
That's it. Because
What
we could
about us
co-create
men-
together. We could co-create together, but we can't do it if we're on 2 different frequencies. If you're choosing the lower frequency when you just said the higher frequency is available.
You're right.
But when you're choosing the lower one, I'm going to choose not to co-create with you because we can't do it on the same frequency.
Amen.
But you can definitely choose. I encourage everybody to choose your feeling. If it's not with you right now, don't worry. Choose something that felt good at another time and then build momentum on it. Because as soon as you choose that one negative thing, you're going to build momentum right there and then you're stuck. And now you're depressed. And now you're talking to your girlfriend about it. Now you're talking to your mother about it. And now you can't get it out of your system because you're attracting it. You keep talking about it. Choose new thoughts. Why not? Something simple as, wow, the sun is out. It's beautiful. Oh, I think I should smell a flower. It could be soft, small things. Don't try to jump. Don't try to be extravagant.
Gratitude.
Just small, little, but some people might not even be that far. Just small little things like, I feel okay right now. Hopefully this can last for a couple hours. And now it's a couple hours later and you're like, whoa, that was good. I'm doing good. So now you're rewarding yourself. You're talking good to yourself. And one day you're just going to get to the point you're looking in the mirror just saying you love yourself. And that's where self-love starts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't. I have no comment.
Yeah, the thing she said just now, though, you know what I heard? Habits.
Same thing he said earlier.
It's habits.
Yeah.
Hey, listen.
Creating them for
There's a
yourself.
science to getting rich.
Yes, it is.
There's a science to going broke.
Absolutely.
There's a science to being broken. There's a science to healing. And no matter what science it is, it's going to be habits. People are creatures of habits.
Absolutely.
And I never tell about someone to, you gotta break that habit. No. Replace that habit with this habit. You know what I mean? And create a
better serves
schedule.
you.
Yes, because once that habit starts, things will dissipate. They'll fall off you. You know what? I used to spend money on cigarettes, but you know what now? This $12, I'ma just keep putting it in the IRA. You got people smoke a pack a day. You understand what I'm saying to you? And so that separates you. That starts to take you here. It's all about habits. You got some habits right now. I got habits right now. Bad habits that'll put you in the same place. Like, yo, how I got here again? Because I didn't create a new habit. I was trying to break a habit instead of making a habit. You understand what I'm saying to you? So it seems like the word you said was unrealistic because you haven't started the habit. Unrealistic. I'm telling people, be unrealistic, yo. Like, when I'm talking about be delusional. Like, it's like,
Because listen, if it happens a couple hours out your day that you feel happy, how is it unrealistic? Gravitate, keep going, keep it going. Remember something else that made you feel good, because just like people are choosing to be happy, they're choosing to be sad. They're talking about things that no longer serve them, choosing things that they know ain't gonna make them feel good, but then they start talking about it, and then they looking at, why am I sad? Well, why are you talking about the same thing that make you sad? Just stop. Sound crazy, but
No, I mean,
just stop. Yeah.
Everything that you said was amazing, because if you really are thinking about it, if the real time right now you're not going through the motions or going through a sad moment, the reason you're sad is from something in the past. So if you choose to remember something like that was amazing, shouldn't that be the same as putting you in such a great spirit, a great moment, happiness, just the same as if you're choosing to remember something sad that broke your heart.
Because you
Didn't
can't
it work the
change
same way?
heartbreak. So why keep going back to it? Why revisit it? It feels
Good
familiar.
question. Why
'Cause
do
it
we
feels
do that as
familiar.
human nature? Is if you
It
that's
feels
why?
familiar. And guess what? After a while, though, if you start gravitating to those happy feelings, you're going to be like, wait a minute, you're going to start feeling off when you're not feeling that happy. And now you're checking yourself. You basically, a good thing to do is say if habits come up, that's old habits, even old feelings, confront them. Why are you here? You no longer serve me. I'm a whole different person now. But if you try to run from it, hide from it, now you just running from it so they keep popping up. But if you confront your thoughts and just let them know, because your brain is designed to protect you. If it's used to you getting nervous or getting depressed or doing something at a certain time, it's going to continue to do that habit until you create a new habit. So your new habit is just love. I'm feeling good. That's enough right there. Just if you woke up feeling it, that's enough to build on. I'm feeling good. Now I'm smiling at people outside. And we supposed to be talking about becoming a wife. But anyway.
No.
But this is how we become a wife. This is one of the things, though.
No.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That is, as a woman, if you think like this, you become what he's experienced.
Absolutely.
Restorative.
That's it.
You know what I mean? You'll pick his head up. You know what I mean? So no, that is certainly part of it.
Yeah, and so no, don't get off of that because ultimately what you're talking about is emotional intelligence, right? And Sister Shahrazad Ali, I don't want to say her name wrong. Shahrazad Ali, she says something that was interesting. It's really controversial. If you're interested in figuring out who she is and how she is, research her. I don't really want to.
That stuff.
Okay, cool.
I don't like her.
Yeah, you might not like it, but it's power there. It's a lot of power there.
Yeah.
Okay, question.
Yes, I do have a question actually for Dawi. Since you are one of the things, the field you work in is mental health, right? So how would you help someone in this space that thinks the way Chelsea was explaining with mental health? Can you touch on that?
Yeah, actually, she was over there being a therapist. Actually,
Yeah.
Well, she like kind of to hit Dawi's perspective.
Yeah.
This is his field too.
Yeah. So I was speaking from it. So let me also give a caveat. I'm not a licensed clinical social worker or anything like that, but I'm an executive in this field, and I have a lot of those on my staff. What she was explaining was actually CBT. It's a clinical intervention, and the goal is to replace negative thoughts with positive thoughts, right? She just really gave you a clinical breakdown, and it guides you on a path of emotional intelligence. And when I said that I'm a leader earlier, I'm not trying to be hubris, but it's just a reality, right? Because a man should also be evolving in that area as well. Like he should have a deep understanding of his emotions, right? And some of the things that you should always ask yourself is, okay, how do I feel in this moment? How did that make me feel? Okay, where am I at, right? And start understanding your emotions, right? And I had a conversation just the other day where I was explaining we have to compartmentalize, right? Because a lot of times we lie to ourselves. We may say something like, we talk about how we feel or we talk about a situation, but actually it's 2 or 3 layers under that where the truth actually is, right? And when I was on that podcast, I was talking about how this is, to give you an example, because I don't like to speak in, I like to give actual examples, right? So men, we rely on anger a lot. That's an emotion we feel comfortable with, right? So we'll respond to the world in anger. We'll respond to our woman in anger. Mm-hmm. And we'll say that's our truth, right? Oh, no, you said something to disrespect me or whatever. And now I'm angry, or you can't, whatever it is. And we're angry. But what is actually happening, right? We got to compartmentalize and get several steps slower. And the truth behind the anger is probably insecurity, it's probably fearfulness, guilt. there's a host of emotions, right? You probably feel sad. There's a host of emotions there. We have to get to the root of those emotions to really deal with what is going on. So to answer your question, yeah, actually, it's what Tanya was saying, to think about wherever your mindset is, you have to replace that with positive ideas. And I'm gonna go a few steps further. I'm gonna say, analyze where you actually are. Do not lie to yourself, right? Don't say you're angry about something. What is anger, right? What has angered you? And then get to the root of that. Oh, you're jealous. You feel insecure. You don't feel adequate, whatever that is. And then get to the root of that, right? So I would say compartmentalize in that way.
And it's okay to move through emotions.
Yeah, it's okay to have an emotion, to sit in it, and sometimes you can see how foolish the emotion is.
And it's okay to be
If you're
angry.
being
I know a lot of
honest.
therapists
Yeah,
say
if you-
not
if-
to, but I encourage it
you're
because I
being
feel
honest.
like that's just another step going through your emotions as long as you don't stay there.
I agree.
Sorry, Doc.
Go ahead.
Based off of what Dowie just said, since this podcast is based on being a wife, so for a woman who has self-awareness and is a wife in her own world, she could be single, but is a wife in terms of what she deems as a wife. Going against something like what Dawi just said, a man who is dealing with his own unhealed or not, or maybe say unknowing, doesn't even know where his problems may lie. So for a woman who is a wife and meets someone like that with a man who hasn't even attempted to go beneath the surface, what is your advice for a woman like that? Because she is a wife in her mind and she did the work and is doing the work, but she meets a man who could potentially be, you know, her other half, her husband. What, you know, what is the answer to that, and how can that affect her in for future references?
It's a couple things that come with that. Let's say you attracted somebody, right? And I heard somewhere on Instagram, because remember, the light attracts everything, darkness and dog shit and some more light. So, but I heard that you're not who you attract. You are who you entertain. You know what I mean? And so you get into a space where this guy has this potential. You feel as though you've done the work, right? And there's some things going on. First and foremost, we don't ever have this conversation. Man, we be thinking we had some deep conversations with a brand new person, but it ain't never this. You ever notice that? It ain't never, well, how was your childhood? What was your dad like? What was your relationship like with your mom? It was, you don't have any, so you don't even go back far enough to even see that. But once you see it, you got to at least, I wouldn't advise that you wait to see it, because we all got them traumas, right? My mom, we taught my mom how to hug and how to embrace and stuff like that. And we later, at some point we had a conversation like, well, you didn't hug us. She's like, my mama ain't hug me. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes it's just that goddamn simple. You know what I mean? So you got to stay there. You know, y'all know I'm really like, I do get into the book a little bit. You can call it religion if you want. You know what I mean? But if you find yourself in a space with somebody like that, right? First and foremost, you have to change your language. The book always say like, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat the fruit thereof. You might be in that space because that person not going to be there long if they not willing to. Yeah, they not going to be there long.
I'm thinking you attracted him.
Yeah.
I'm not being funny. I know he said you attracted dark and light, but you got to take responsibility. And the reason why I say that is because you'll never look at yourself. Sometimes, like, no matter who you meet, you have to take responsibility for you meeting that person.
Absolutely.
You are responsible for who you attract.
The accountability Still, what is the
What you mean when
we're
you say
talking
take
about
accountability?
Solution-based thinking. You take the accountability. I attracted this energy. I attracted.
So when you saw the energy, did you work on that energy yourself or?
So when you attract the energy, and the energy, you give it 3 weeks, and that person. I mean, because if you think about it, do you cast somebody aside in 24 hours? Do you give it some time to learn that person?
So I don't know, y'all. Listen, I really believe in like 99.9 that you are literally attracting. And a lot of times that person is a mirror for you, showing you that you ain't ready yet for whatever. Like you need a little bit more work in the area. That's how I feel. Because sometimes a lot of people are saying this person ain't this and that. And it's like, you're basing on who you want to see them as.
Yeah.
So, you know, are you going to meet somebody, see them as who they are, actually know how to see who they are them for themselves and allow them to be in that space and grow in that space? If you can't, then you have to, you know.
We also talk a lot about alignment, though. So if you can't see you're not in alignment with this person, and it's cool to move on gracefully, but it's just like going back to when taking accountability. Okay, I attracted this energy. We're not in alignment. I'm gonna move on gracefully, but it's still to make sure that you're doing if you feel like you're doing the work on yourself as a wife, as a solution-based thinker.
Work though, what you mean?
Just for context purposes, I believe that everyone can constantly work on themselves. Like that's not something that you need to do, even if you feel like it's never complete. You're always constantly working on yourself. But if you're on that timeline, you're on that energy, and that's what you're doing, and you meet someone, and it might be like a vibe, but at the same token, you realize 3 days in, you're not in alignment.
What do you do after that?
That's all I'm just saying, because for the sake of this conversation, we're talking about attracting a wife, attracting a husband. You just, when do you question yourself? When do you question that person? You want to give everybody a fair chance.
would say-
It's all giving everybody a fair chance.
That's the question then. Do you give everybody a fair
This
chance?
is why I'm saying get to know yourself, because your body will tell you. That's my answer. They
Okay.
can give you theirs, but you will feel it. As women, you're a woman, I'm a woman. Let's be real women in this one. We do know. Don't play yourself right now. You know that day. Sometimes what we do is
What day? Hold on. What day?
The first day.
The first day you meet them, you know if you like them or not. I'm just
That's what
talking
she's
about
saying.
you know if you like them or not.
Okay.
Sometimes we as women, like I said, you might want to go eat. Why? I don't know. Or you might just want a friend. So you start entertaining something that you know with
Let me ask you a question.
Which-
Hold on. Let me ask you a question really quick, okay? You know, on the first day.
Well, what I'm
Hold on.
talking
Let me finish, because I want to
No,
ask you the
what?
question.
Before you talk, let me speak, please.
Okay, go ahead.
Jesus Christ! All right, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I just
We want the audience to talk.
To piggyback off what she said and what she said, you do not have to give anyone a chance. If you know from the moment you meet them,
I'm trying to
listen,
tell
I
you.
met a guy, and the next day I call her. I said, "This nigga is not it. He gotta go."
Swear to God.
It was a conversation. It's the little things. You gotta pay attention.
You feel it.
I knew from that moment, I'm not wasting my time. I'm out. What else is there to, what am I gonna just keep on trying? For what? I knew he wasn't it.
So I'm pretty much like that.
Hold on, so the
That's
question
it.
is-
And I'm out.
hold on. Let's talk it up.
Okay, so that goes to the question with Kimi. So she attracted this guy.
But she didn't entertain him.
But that's what I'm saying.
Let her
Because
finish.
we had this discussion before, and you were saying that we attract who we are.
No.
She's not. I don't
Low
think that she's that
caliber.
person
All right.
that she attracted. But like he said, it's who you entertain. Now, if she kept going on and on with him, knowing from day one that he wasn't the guy for her, then you could say, okay, this is on you. Because you knew from day one that this guy wasn't good, but you still continued on and on. And some women do that.
Right.
Because they want to see, like you say, they want to, say this is a potential. Well, you already know that he's not.
And there's no such thing.
So, yeah, so that's what I want to piggyback on that. I don't think that we always attract who we are. I think who we entertain, as Ray said, that shows who you are inside. Because you love yourself enough You're gonna say, this is not what I'm willing to sell it for. I'm not gonna, put myself in a position to deal with this man when I already know from the door that he's not somebody for me.
Right. So what I was saying was men, you're in a relationship, they are your mirrors, not just everybody you meet. You can't just meet somebody on the street like mirror for you. No,
But I thought you meant everyone that you got in contact.
That, no.
Sean.
That's what I
No,
was.
I just literally mean the people that you actually choose to entertain. Because sometimes it's just a couple days later, weeks later, you're entertaining them.
Right.
And now you got
And
the
you
issue,
already
but you
knew.
already knew.
Okay. And then I had one more question for the guys.
Okay.
Well, not specifically for the guys, but just to say, so, we always talk about what we need to do for men and how we need to become a wife. But, as Chelsea was saying, when we feel like we have done the work on ourselves and we're meeting a guy, like Dowry was saying, this really doesn't have this up together. So do we still choose that man? I mean, even though, it's all about trying to be acceptance to this man and, accepting that he could be a leader, but at this point in time, he's not. So can you answer that?
I would like to speak on that.
Please.
I honestly think that, so even though I just talked about a scenario, I never said that person who, let's say for instance, you're a woman and you are already at a certain level, right? And you know what you need. I'm not saying it's wrong if that woman says, hey, you know what? This is a great human being. He may even be a great leader one day, but I need a $800,000 house today, right? I need these cars. I need whatever it is that she needs because I'm just giving an example. No, I'm just giving you're right. No, I'm just giving an example because everything that I given you earlier had nothing to do with materialism. So there's nothing wrong with a woman saying, hey, no, I'm already at this level and whatever. But you're absolutely right because so let me speak to that point first. But you're absolutely right. Materialism is not the measure, right? It's not the measure at all. Because you just said you're not dating broke, but you could meet a guy who has resources. Let me finish my thought. You could meet someone who has resources, right? But he's not emotionally intelligent, right? And he has no knowledge of self, right? And I think that a black man who has no knowledge of self, he's doing a disservice, right? And with that said, to your point, your question was if you've done the work, if you have evolved and you understand. So I think what we should be understanding was divine femininity and divine masculinity, right?
Yes.
That's what we should be trying to understand, right? And if you have evolved in that area of divine femininity, right, and that's not your degree,
Right.
it's not your
I don't go
job,
about things like that. 'Cause
Right.
It doesn't make you to be who you are.
exactly, right?
So I do know that.
So if you've done that, right, and you've met that man who has not evolved in his divine masculinity, it's not going to work. It's not going to work, right? Because here's the thing. Even if you trust and believe in this human being, if he is not meeting certain marks, you're not going to be happy at the end of the day. Right? You're not going to be happy. I'm gonna say something it's kind of funny, but it's just reality, right? So what I kind of say to my guys sometimes, I raise boys and I raise men. And I feel like, and not to talk materialism, right? But just talking about equally yoked, just to be honest, right? I'll be like, bro, all women are expensive. Just find one that's in your tax bracket. Find one that's in your tax bracket. And, and I'm kind of saying the same thing in a different way for you, right?
Yeah.
That you have to find one that can lead. Because if as a woman, right, if you're the leader, and I was just having this conversation today, one of my kids called me, I was in the office and my staff is around me, and they heard me mentor one of my guys. I don't care, I'm just going to speak my truth, and my boy needed me at the time, and there was women around. So if I think that a man should
come to the table. I don't think that women want to leave, right? I don't think women want to be tapping into that masculine energy when it comes to a man, right? So if you're ever in that situation, I don't think you're holding it down by entertaining that relationship, because long term it ain't gonna work. Because if you picking up the tab 70, 80% of the time and he's eating 80% of the time, it's not gonna work. Right? It's just not gonna work. That's just the way. Let's blame it on God in terms of how we're wired.
Seriously. How he talked about divine feminine order. So there are actual roles.
Yes, roles.
There are actual roles for women and there are actual roles for men. And another thing is what I was talking about also, if you attract the same man over and over. So some women attract the same man over and over and they be like, I don't know why I'm still attracting this particular person. So you just sometimes have to look at things. And also, what does doing the work look like for you? You know what I'm saying? When people say, I'm doing the work, what does that mean? What's broken? What work are you doing? Like, what's happening for real? You know what I'm saying? I always say go to the drawing board and you are the drawing board. That's just how I feel.
What the work might look like.
Meditation.
Anything else?
Absolutely. Walking, clearing your mind.
Like you said, getting rid of the negative thoughts and it causes you to be angry.
But that's going to come from a practice. You're not going to. So look, so you can't, none of us are that extreme unless we practice it to get rid of negative thoughts. You do something over time to start a different habit. So you start thinking positive. You can't just get rid of the thoughts then. You just start thinking more positive. Not all the time, just little by little. Just start. And then, you know.
We talked about that earlier. There's no substitute.
So, in meditation, I'm sorry, you said steps and meditation. I'm gonna tell you meditation because listen, there's a lot of noise out here. A lot of noise. And some people know how to meditate without laying down and closing their eyes. Okay? But some people need that. They need to form habits. They need to have the discipline because it's only benefiting you. And probably everybody you come in contact with. But again, in meditation looks different. You got an animal, you can pet it, you can walk, you can work out, however, whatever takes that focus. But again, if you actually looking to get into I want to love myself more, then that's a deeper going within. That's not just this regular simple stuff. That's real meditation, going within, kind of asking some deep questions, figuring out some root things.
I just thought.
Hey.
Oh, okay. We was all like it, but so so I don't know. We could talk about that on the side too, because you know I love having conversations with you.
I have a question for you, Chelsea.
Yes, sir.
What is it? So I want to know, like, so you were asking a question. I want to know what that question was, and is there a goal attached to it? Like, so what are you saying? Like, what is your end goal for whatever it is? It sounded like you were talking about like, what is the goal, right? And so what was the question that you have for us? So let me just kind of like package it in a different way. So are you saying that you're just talking about self-development, evolving, or are you talking about relationship with the end goal of ultimately being married? Like, what are we talking about?
So for me, when I was asking Tanya, it was all of the above. I'm just, on a high level from a person who's experienced, for the lack of a better term, brokenness, from all avenues. It's just, I think that it was a really important question for people who are watching, who are suffering and who are, sad or for whatever reason. It's so many different reasons why people are struggling to become the better version of themselves. And on me being a person newly on my spiritual journey, and I could have used the help that I feel like I get from Ray, from Tanya, and now from you, just hearing you speak. I think it's so important because you don't know what you don't know. And I feel like God has blessed me with, the information that I've got now at 37. But oh my God, if I could have got it 5 years ago. I'm just trying to tell you, I think it's so important. And you guys have so much, you guys have so much to share that I feel like people could heal from, can learn from. And it was, I'm just wanted to, even though I have my side conversations, I felt like it was an important question to ask for people who are struggling and don't know. And if you can help one person just based off of your response, Ray's response, your knowledge, I think that is just like a blessing in its own. And if I could have maybe me asking a question might have sparked that, I feel like God has blessed me too. You know what I mean? So that's where it came from. It comes from my personal experience and coming from, I've had some dark places of my own. And I felt like for people who don't know how to ask for help, or for people who don't know where to start, I wanted to kind of put that nudge out there. And maybe I'm hoping that somebody who watched this amazing podcast can get something from it, because all of you guys are amazing. Tanya, Ray, and of course you now, Dawi. I think you guys are amazing, and I know that you guys will help somebody watching. So it was just that's long story short, that's where it stems from. Sorry for the long-winded explanation.
That was great. Yeah, that was great. And also, if I want to throw one last thing in there, don't talk to people about your problems.
No, don't.
Because a lot of people like to get together and fight against their problems, but they only make them bigger. If you have a friend or a person that has solutions in your life, talk to them only. Don't even talk about the problem, only the solution. Anything that you focus on, you make it bigger. So even if
maybe people should look for someone with positive energy for help.
Or become.
Yeah, you become that, you attract that, and you guys have said something I would want to say because I didn't get an opportunity to explain this, right? When you guys was talking about you might be dealing with a guy, somebody you might have attracted, and you know right away that this ain't it, we forgot the other part. What about the guy you're excited about in the beginning?
But you still know
what I
if
mean?
it's it or not. Either way, it's just the energy thing. It's the actual intuition thing.
I'm just saying, everybody's not the same.
No, of course.
So somebody has met a man that they was excited about before. Early. You understand what I'm saying to you? And so
It's been a minute.
the point is we start putting time on it. You know what I'm saying? You said something about 3 weeks or what have you. Mm-hmm. But shit, you know a man, he got rock out for 3 months, 6 months, sometimes a year. You know what I mean? So that's when you have to be in a space where you have your own standards, your own requirements, boundaries, and what's the other thing? I can't think of it right now.
How are you answering that question for a woman who's a wife?
Because you know you are what you are.
Expectation is for them to know right away that they are.
No, that's what I'm saying. You don't know. Sometimes you don't know. Sometimes it's the corny guy, because there's a bunch of stories about the corny guy that you never seen yourself with. And I've been with him for 15, 20 years.
You know what? I don't know what he's talking about right now.
Yes.
So that might be somebody introducing people. I'm talking about you going out and being a certain person, right? Or becoming a certain person. To change your reality, I just made a video about this. You change your personality. It's simple. Because to get different results, you have to become something different, or something different has to happen, right? So if you want us, we know if we attracting that same thing, something is off. You don't just happen. Because
It can work both ways. You're talking about a funny guy, but if you need a guy.
I'm saying that there are guys, I'll put it this way. Any woman who's dealt with several guys, there was guys you liked in the beginning and guys you didn't like in the beginning, but none of them are here. You understand what I'm saying to you? And so inside of that space, right? There may have been an evaluation process or no evaluation process at all. You know what I'm saying? You got to have boundaries and requirements.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have to have that.
Boundaries and requirements.
Yeah, and you got to give some things some time. What I've learned is that a lot of women are in a rush.
Please.
A lot of women are in a rush. Give her that goddamn microphone.
Contradicts what she said, because if you're talking about you hold yourself accountable if you're dating someone for 3 weeks and you know from day one that
'Cause
they
he's
not
talking about something different
but
than
then you talk about give them some time. Like, what's
Hey,
the
listen,
what are we
Can I tell
talking
you
about?
So I know that it contradicts what she says, and it's intended to, because you don't always know in the beginning. Now, based on what she's saying, you have to remember, she's speaking for her.
And I'm talking about energy. That's what I'm talking about.
Energy.
My energy.
You understand what I'm saying to you? So when you're in a space where you are, you didn't met guys that you liked at first. Shit, every woman in here has met guys that they like at first.
That's what I feel like it's a timing thing too. Look, timing is a real thing, and it's a such thing called perfect timing. So it's not that you didn't like him at first and now you like him. Things change. Your energy changes all the time.
Can I ask a question?
And the person maybe changes. We don't know if they changing or they just showing the real them.
So that's what I was going to ask right there. So do you feel like they're showing up as the representative?
Everybody shows up as the representative.
Right.
Everybody. A woman that shows up in makeup is showing up as a representative.
That has nothing to do with nothing.
Yeah.
That's not me.
Everybody shows up as a representative.
I mean, it's so, like that. I need a haircut. I'm bald, but the last time I saw you were bald. What do you do with hair? No, you.
Everybody shows up as a representative. Listen, let me tell you why I'm saying that.
Please elaborate.
I'm excited about you. You're excited about me.
Right.
I'm going to bring what I think is the best version of me, and you're going to bring what you think is the best version of you.
Yeah.
But there are other versions, and so that's why I'm saying that. Ain't nothing wrong. Well, you're supposed to bring out your best shit. That's what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? But let's be clear. Where the disappointment comes in is if this is your best shit, and this is you. That's where we having a fucking problem.
Are they all not you? I'm confused. Are they all not you?
No, I'm just saying we don't know.
So would this be a better way to explain it for you, Chelsea? Like someone showing up as a representative, and that's why, like, it may, not you specifically, but it may take 3 weeks to realize. I don't know why we had the 3 weeks with
If we're talking to you guys,
Chelsea shit on 3 weeks.
y'all talking to your audience, and we want to know, as predominantly women here, you're talking about wives finding a husband. You know, we're hearing, you know, I don't want to sound like I'm going against the grain, but it's like two different things. Is it that you give things some time, or is it you know the energy from Jump Street? Like, what is it? Because especially based off of what you just said, if they putting their best foot forward, and if I'm not mistaken, statistics say it's like 3 to 6 months that you don't get to see a real version of somebody. So what is it?
So let me interject for 1 second. Let me interject for a second, because now we get into that question that I asked you, because I was trying to understand before I gave a definitive answer, like what are we talking about? So if what you just said was becoming a wife, right, and then trying to find the husband, right? So yeah, absolutely. You have to understand. So when I started off at the very, very, very beginning, I was talking about ingredients. And again, yes, I am giving my perspective, right? What I consider someone to be a wife. And honestly, I've talked to a lot of men, and we kind of all, high level men, we kind of all see things the same way, right? We don't care about the materialistic stuff women care about. At all. We don't care about the makeup. We don't care about the hair. None of that. We care about the things that I said. Softness, accountability, self. I'm going to say one more thing. Self-accountability.
That's right.
And I say that.
Why you said the same man? I was like, Tony, stop. Because it is very important. Okay, hold on.
And it's almost impossible to find. That's why I said it that many times. It is. I'm not doing it. Yes, I'm a man. I've traveled the entire world.
Looks like.
It looks like this. It looks yes, yes. For a woman, for a woman to be in a situation and to be able to look at the scenario that happened and see what she did wrong in the situation.
And
That is
then
what I'm saying.
admission.
Admit it, and then to admit it, not to just know it, because of course she knows it, but to admit it. But anyway, not going to stay that long. So I was just saying that. So I was given the characteristics of what, because oftentimes I think, and just from my friends, when we sit around and do the kickbacks at the house and stuff like that, I hear my girls go and the things that they value and consider to be what they bring to the table in a relationship and what should make them valuable is completely contrary to what men say. It's completely contrary. It's completely contrary, right? Well, again, I was saying that if a woman is supportive, kind, agreeable, accountable, soft, nurturing. Oh, their examples. Oh, they care about the degrees, the job they got, if they're a boss bee, all of that stuff. If they, how their hair look, how their makeup look, how they smell. We don't give a shit. And then you get mad because we dated the waitress.
Right. Because the waitress was fucking soft. And she was agreeable. And she was nice. That's it.
Agreeable is a real serious thing to listen, because ladies, and it's always like the sister thing, that has nothing to do with it. Sometimes just being agreeable make a man's day. Yeah. Because if he's already got this and that going on, he'll use him as his partner. You know what I'm saying?
But
Your time's
let's
coming.
talk about-
Your time's coming, Tina.
Let's talk about.
Give it a mic.
And I'm going to get back to you, Chelsea. I want to finish that second
You
part.
say that being agreeable is accepting, but sometimes, and we have to be realistic too, some men, it's more to it than being agreeable. Some men want a dummy.
What's a dummy?
A dummy is someone who's just gonna roll with everything they do, everything they say.
See, this is what I'm saying. Be aligned with somebody, because you won't have to be going back and forth about this
and that's true.
things. So I don't
but I'm
know.
just saying, I'm just throwing it out there because it's been circumstances like that. Whereas you can be that soft lady, that agreeable person, and this person still will run over top of you and do all the things that, you know, it's like, why would you do these things when I'm already here for you? I'm trying to do the best I can with you, but you're still out here doing whatever. I know situations like that with what he's saying. You do want someone that's agreeable. You do want someone who's going to be there for you, you know, the way he needs her to be. But when she is that, and you're still, some men just definitely want somebody that they could just do whatever they want to do. I mean, do you agree with that?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So if I finish my thought with her, so now you have defined what a woman who is operating in her divine femininity is, right? Then you have to say, what does it look like for a man that's operating in his divine femininity? He's not running over top of you when you give him leeway, right? Yes. He's not playing games. He's exactly who he says he is. He's not a liar, right? So then you know who you are because you're operating in your divine femininity. Now you literally have written down what your definition of a man operating in his divine masculinity is, right? And now you're looking for the alignment, right? So that's what I would say to you. Know who you are, know what you're trying to be, know what it means to be operating in your divine femininity, and then know what it is when a man's operating in his divine masculinity.
To the best of their ability.
To the best of their ability, sure, absolutely, without a question.
To the best of whose ability? The man's?
The
Yeah.
woman's, because he
yours,
said, as a
definitely.
woman operating in your divine femininity, then he said, look for someone operating in their divine masculinity. And I said, to the best of our ability to
what?
look
Find
for
or
that.
which
Yeah.
So let me speak to that for a second. And that goes back to what I said about when I was jokingly saying, well, not jokingly, because this is really what I say to my guys. They'd be like, yo, all women are expensive. Just find the one that's in your tax bracket. I'm talking about your ability, right? So your softness or you being agreeable might not be the same as another woman. That woman might be at a higher level of it, right? But you operate at the level you're on. And then you have defined what a man operating in his divine masculinity looks like, right? But some guys are not going to wake up 5 a.m. every single morning. He might wake up 7 or whatever it is, right? You find the one that's kind of equal alignment. That's what I'm talking about. Alignment. Yeah. Yeah,
It'll
alignment.
save you a lot of
Um,
Time, energy, heartbreak.
all of it, because I mean, and it's not to say, it's not like you're looking for perfection. You're looking for alignment, and they're two different things.
Two completely different things.
Yeah.
Yes.
But alignment is going to actually, I feel like it's going to save you a lot of time, though. It's not going to be the back and forth, the pull, and that's too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, being aligned, but just remember to be all the things that you're looking for in other people.
Yeah.
Seriously, because people neglect that. They always talk about what they're looking for, and it's like,
Be
are
that.
you that? Like,
No, be that.
yeah, be that.
Yeah.
Be what you're looking for.
Be what you're like.
All right, y'all. Drop some comments below. Let us know what y'all thinking, how y'all enjoying the conversation. But we will close out.
Great job, guys.
Thank y'all for being here. Ray, why you not saying anything?
Because I never was given a chance to say anything. So I want to say welcome and thank you. Welcome our guest, our special guest, Dawi, to the I Don't Know Much podcast.
Yeah.
This was a live audience podcast, and we had some very smart people in here. We hope that we're giving you guys an opportunity to grow. I just want to end this by saying everybody in here was talking about raw action in some way, shape, form, or fashion. At the end of the day, there is no substitute for raw action, and we'll be doing another one in terms of become a wife, attract a husband. We want to thank everybody for showing up. Drop comments, and more importantly, share and subscribe, or subscribe and share.